UFC 303, Pereira versus Prochazka 2 takes place this weekend, and I'm going to go through the full card breakdown and in detail predictions, starting with the early prelim opener of. There's so many advertisements on Tapology. Ricky Simón versus Vinicius Oliveira. This is an amazing fight to start off the card on the early prelim opener. I'm going to side with Ricky Simón. Vinicius Oliveira isn't that. He's good. He's good. I'm not going to say he's like, oh, he's shit or something, or he's overrated. A little bit overrated. But still, he's not bad. He's a good fighter. He knows what he's doing. That's good. But I'm not going to say this guy had insane striking to the level of Mario Batista. And the cardio and pace as Mario Batista and the takedown defense of Mario Batista for me to pick him to catch Simón. Can't bet that happening. I can't pick him to win this. I think he's gonna lose. I don't think he's gonna win this fight. I think that Vinicius Oliveira had that performance against Bernardo Sapaj, where he had a good performance against Sapaj, whatever his name is, the Albanian guy. Got the flying knee, viral KO. But other than that, he was getting out grappled. Like a long time, getting out grappled. And Ricky Simón here, who is open to a flying knee, but he just had a karate combat. He lost by heel hook to some guy named Joao Mihao. But I know Song Yadong took 5 rounds to put this guy away, and it was arguably 2-2 going into the 5th round as well. Ricky Simón's a force to be reckoned with, and I think he's a prospect in his own right, and I think he'll get the job done over Vinicius Oliveira, 30-27 decision win. I just can't trust Oliveira right now for him to knock out Simón with the hands or even get a knee. I'm not going to just bet that to happen or pick it to happen. So I'm going to go Ricky Simón. We move on. Up the card, Ray Tusuria versus Carlos Hernandez. What is this guy? He's got lots of ground and pound. He's got good grappling, Ray Tusuria. What's Carlos Hernandez done? He is good. But he arguably lost to Altamirano. Got destroyed by Nascimento. Nascimento absolutely destroyed him. Tyra absolutely destroyed him. And KO'd him on the feet. How bad can that be? Bondar was a good performance, but Bondar isn't that great. Although did he get a win recently? No, he lost to Ronaldo Rodriguez in Mexico. UFC Fight Night Royval Moreno 2. So I just don't think this guy, Carlos Hernandez, is that good. Don't think he's got much on the feet here. I think if anyone's going to have an advantage on the feet with the speed, I trust it to be Ray Tusuria. Got good grappling as far as we know. He's in for a rude awakening soon. I just don't think Carlos Hernandez will be the guy to do it. So I'm going to pick Ray Tusuria to get the job done by rear naked choke here, because he's just a lot better than Carlos Hernandez. I don't like that he's young. But then again, Chase Hooper had a good debut against some David Tamer guy, brother. Daniel Tamer, I think it was. He was younger than 22, so I'm going to trust Ray Tusuria to get the job done. We move on. Up the card. Andrei Arlovsky versus Martin Buday. I want to pick Arlovsky, yeah, because Buday looked terrible against Gaziev, and that wasn't a good performance. But I think Buday can improve from that. He's been training with Tom Aspinall. I like the look of that. Aspinall's got an upcoming fight. Let me repeat that again. Sometimes I just go off and I don't even know what I'm saying. Tom Aspinall has got an upcoming title fight with Curtis Blades. And he's been training with him. But Aspinall's been in camp to train and beat Blades. And Aspinall will give him a few pointers and tips to beat Arlovsky. Obviously, Aspinall destroyed Arlovsky before. But he's got wins. He beat Josh Parisian by Kimura. Collier fight, he beat Jake Collier. I can't really say the same thing for Arlovsky at this point. He arguably should have lost that fight. And the Bursky fight, Bursky, close fight. Bursky should have won it. But Bursky can be a little bit technical. Like Bursky, I think Bursky's fighting also upcoming on the Aspinall card, the Edwards Muhammad card. He's fighting Mick Parkin, so that's also going to be a tough test for Parkin there. The Barnett fight, he looked good. The Renzo Hood fight, he looked good. He can get these wins. He can make it a scrap in the clinch and the knee you and the thigh and shit. I think he'll finish Arlovsky with like a knee to the face, putting Arlovsky down and out. Arlovsky lost to Dontel Mays, lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta. I don't like the look of that. Lost to Marcos Rogerio de Lima, 3 in a row now. Don't see him winning this, so I'm going to go Martin Bidet. But Arlovsky can get it done. And don't count him out here. But you should, really. Don't trust him anymore. He's old. Michelle Waterson Gomez versus Julian Robertson. You know what, guys? If you pick Julian Robertson, you're not doing any research. Really shouldn't for women's MMA. But this one's kind of like a decent one. It's not like Guillaume Barboza versus some random girl. This is actually like a one where you should tune in for it, kinda, for different reasons, but still, this is actually a pretty good one. I'm gonna go Michelle Waterson though. I think she's just a lot better on the feet, levels ahead on the feet than Julian Robertson, who has no power, no skill. Tabitha Ricci, that's exactly how I think that's gonna go, but like more of a domination standpoint for Michelle Waterson. Because I think Michelle Waterson beats Tabitha Ricci. And Julian Robertson lost to her. I don't care if he beat Poliana Viana, who doesn't really give a shit about her career anymore. And I don't think that Julian Robertson's good, other than her BJJ. She's kind of she's kind of like the Cron Gracie of the women's MMA. I'm going to go with Michelle Waterson. Sculling her range. If Tabitha Ricci can win a unanimous decision, stuff to takedowns, and just pick apart Julian Robertson, I think Michelle Waterson might finish her, honestly. But I'm going to say decision. She has not been looking good recently, Waterson. But I think this is a pretty good underdog prediction to make and pick. So I think she can get this one done. We move on up the card. Peyton Talbot versus Yanis Gamori. I'm going to go for Yanis Gamori. No, I'm joking. Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot should just win this fight. In my opinion. Easily. Cameron Simon's a solid performance. Looked great in that fight. Simon's good as well. Solid guy, Simon. A bit overrated. But he is alright. I just don't think that Yanis Gamori presents anything. William Gomez beat him. Not a good performance there. To be honest with you. Not really good performance there. He's getting picked apart. Then a controversial body kick stoppage. Probably would have lost that fight anyways. He has some KOs. But it's against Cans. And I just don't think Peyton Talbot is going to lose. He's got good grappling. Looked good in his UFC debut. I don't think Gamori's going to do anything. For Gamori to win, he has to crack Talbot. And I just don't think Yanis Gamori is the guy to do that. So I'm going to go for Peyton Talbot. Just better overall. And he's not annoying as well. He's not like O'Malley, who's just cringe sometimes. He's a cool guy, Peyton Talbot. He's a cool guy. I know his hair. People might not like him for that, but with the afro and shit, but he's not cringe. Maybe he won't. Maybe when he gets up to the rankings, if he does someday. I don't think he's going to, but if he does, maybe then he might start acting more cringe and more open. More open, less cringe. Same thing happened with Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland was so fucking quiet early in his career, and now he's just all out. So I'm gonna go for him over fucking Yanis Gamori. We move on up the card. Charles Jourdain versus Gene Silva. This is a tough one. I was thinking maybe of picking Gene Silva because he looks like a guy that can wrestle heavy. I'm going to predict that he can't. And I'm going to predict Charles Jourdain. It's Jourdain. People keep saying it's Jourdain, but they keep saying it's Jourdain. Charles Jourdain. I'm saying Jourdain. I don't give a fuck. Jourdain, I think he'll get the job done. He's tough. He can grit down and win the fire battle. We'll get to the main event in a second about a fire battle if it goes into the deep waters. I'm going to go for him winning over Gene Silva. Gene Silva's good. Weston Wilson's, I guess, all right now because he beat fucking Jekka Saragi. But Gene Silva's not that good. He just swings, a little bit reckless, leave his chin open. Charles Jourdain will capitalize and finish him in round 2. He's got more stuff. Plus, if it goes to the ground, Jourdain can get the guillotines, he can get the Dar chokes, the Bravo chokes, the Ninja chokes. He's got that in his back pocket. Plus, he's good body kicks, leg kicks. Sean Woodson was just a tricky-ass style matchup for him. And plus, Jourdain. Not Jourdain. I'm not saying that dumb name anymore. It's Jourdain. Jourdain has power in his hands. I think he'll catch Gene Silva and get it done. He beat Ricardo Ramos. Kron Gracie, easy win. Nathaniel Wood was another tricky one who grappled with him, but it's going to be hard to beat this guy on the feet unless you're like a freaking lightweight out there and Sean Woodson. Other than that, you have to out-grapple him. Burgos did arguably beat Burgos on damage. I'll say that as well. Beat Venata, beat Yoel. Arosa caught him in a Darce choke, but Arosa beat Nate Landwehr and Sean Woodson, so he has those wins. Literally the Paul Craig of the featherweight division. With those wins, just has those good wins somehow. I'm going to go for Jourdain. I think he'll get the job done. We move on. Up the card. Cub Swanson versus Andre Fili. I'm going to go with Cub Swanson actually getting this one done. I've had a really good read on this. I know people are picking Fili. But Fili, I don't like him turning around fast after a brutal knockout loss to Dan Ige. Don't like that at all. Lucas Almeida's a good win. Almeida just beat Timmy Kwamba. That was a solid performance. But other than that, he caught Almeida well. But I feel like if he didn't catch him there, it would have been like a scrap back and forth where Almeida probably would have beaten him. So he got the win there, though. Got the KO. Can't change what happened. Bill Algeo arguably beat him. Daniel Wood beat him. Did catch Wood here and there, but I think Swanson has that lights-out power. Like a Dan Ige. I think Ige and Swanson would go to scrap for 3 rounds, where Ige gets a close decision. If I'm be honest with you. I personally believe that. And I think Cub Swanson recently, had a close decision over Akeem Dawodu. Should have arguably lost, but could have won. Whatever. Martinez can be tricky with the leg kicks. I don't think Fili has those power, snappy leg kicks. I think he's got longer legs, and I think that's where Swanson can maybe catch him over the top and put him away. So I'm going to go for Swanson. You got to be kicks to beat the guy. Giga did put him away, but it's a Giga kick. Fili don't have that sting in his foot and his shots, and I just don't think he has it. Plus, a knockout loss, I don't like it for him. He does have grappling. But I just think Swanson's going to catch him here. So I'm going to go Cub Swanson by first round KO. Beat Pineda. He has these performances. I think he'll get it done. Was Rocky and Dowdy here and there. We move on up the card. Joe Pyfer versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I'm going to go with Joe Pyfer. Marc-Andre Barriault's going to get brutally slept here, in my opinion, or out-grappled easily. Don't know which one yet. I'll make that up in the last-minute detail predictions when that's out later this week. But I'm going to go with Pyfer, definitely. Barriault doesn't have any fucking power. Now, he can break you. But I think Pyfer's too dangerous early, man. And I just don't see him losing this. He did well against Hermanson, won the first 2 rounds. That was a 3-rounder. Pyfer wins a 29-28. Just Hermanson won those last 3, being tricky as hell. And just winning, So I'm going to go with... And it's Hermanson. Tricky guy on the feet. And Pyfer didn't really shoot a takedown in that fight. So I'm going to go for Piper. Barrio's good. Close loss to Chris Curtis, where it was a scrap. But Curtis has overrated power. He doesn't have much in his hands. Although he has to connect it perfectly to get the power going. It's like Gilbert Burns. Got to connect it perfectly. Not just Curtis doesn't have that much power. Curtis beat him though. You know, and Anders, why are you making it close to Eric fucking Anders? Julio Marquez sucks. Hernandez out-grappled him. Njokuani KO'd him. I think Piper's got... Either they trade in the pocket. Barrio's got a solid chin, but does he though? Chidi KO'd him. Piper can KO him. Piper has slick jiu-jitsu and grappling. And takedowns. Transition into takedowns. I think he gets it done here over Marc-Andre. We move on up the card. Ian Gary Machado versus Michael Venom Page. Now, this is a really tough one to predict. Because I feel like Ian Gary is going to be a bitch and grapple. I feel like he might be a bitch and grapple here. On the feet, I think MVP scolds him. But I can see Ian Gary just making this an MMA match. I train in Brazil now. I will wrestle with MVP. But then I also think, if Gary wants to be known as the best striker in the division, he will strike with MVP. And I think his ego is gonna if it wasn't for his ego, I might have actually went with Ian Gary here. I'm gonna go MVP. I think he's gonna catch Ian Gary. Maybe Gary counters him with a right hand. I didn't see any of that right hand counter shit against Jeff Neal, who was scared shitless of it and was scared of being knocked out cold in front of everyone. And he's a pussy, Jeff Neal. He's a pussy. So I'm going to take that into consideration moving forward. Jeff Neal's a fucking bitch. That wasn't the Jeff Neal that showed up against Luke K. Moving forward and beating the shit out of Luke K and knocking him out. Jeff Neal can just act like a pussy sometimes in fights. And either get a close decision, but he actually didn't get the decision there. And Jeff Neal was still doing well in that fight and made it to nothing. MVP can make it into nothing. Scold Kevin Holland. I don't like Ian Gary here. I don't like it here for him. Plus, if MVP loses, it's... Oh, fuck. We got caught. Oh, well. I'll be back. If Gary loses... I know MVP will be clowned. But a little bit. But still... I think Gary's got this... I don't think Gary's got this. I think Gary's going to get caught. I think he's going to get caught. MVP's got sting in his shots. A lot of big... Yeah, who has the longer reach here? MVP is going to scold this guy. 79-inch reach to the 74. MVP is going to scold him. If Gary wins this, he's a future champ. Hot take. There's no way he's getting past that reach. He's fucked. It's over. MVP gets it done. Holy shit. I thought it'd be like even. And MVP is going to be a little bit taller in my opinion. Those are fake height stats. Yeah, MVP is going to fucking win this. He's an underdog as well. I'm picking MVP. I was like, MVP wins this, but like Gary has a chance, but I think MVP catches him. I'm definitely picking MVP now. Plus, he's more calm coming into this. If Gary brings up his dad at the press conference, bro, it's over. If MVP brings up his dad at the press conference, if Gary brings up his dad at the press conference, MVP, bring headphones. We move on. At the card. MVP catches him. Gary's a bit open. He's not the same. Plus, that shoot box, he's a lot more shit. I think the Kill Cliff and Gary is a savage. Now he fights like a bitch. He's lucky Jeff Neal's a pussy. Mario Bueno Silva versus Macy Chasson. This is tough again. I want to pick Macy Chasson. But sometimes I just don't know if I can trust Mario Bueno Silva. And after that last one, it just seemed like I can't trust her anymore. And I'm going to actually lean Macy Chasson. I think she really folded under the pressure. When she had that card, what was that card she fought on? A co-main of some card. Strickland Duplessis. No one cares about your fight with Raquel. Get past this so we can watch Strickland Duplessis scrap. That's what everyone's looking forward to. Not Mara Bueno Silva, Raquel Pennington. How would you fold under the pressure like that? You had a good first round and got completely out-wrestled by Pennington or completely outboxed on the feet in a boring-ass fight. I'm picking Macy Chiasson. She's good. She actually wants to win fights. She actually wants to be a champ. Mara Bueno Silva had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity against Raquel Pennington to become a world champ, and she fumbled it so badly. Holly Holm fight was no contest because she was on the sauce. Lena Landberg shit. Stephanie Yeager shit now, in my opinion. Yanan Wu close decision. I don't like the look of that. Fiora scolded her easily. Montana De La Rosa draw. Like, I don't like the look of this. Don't trust her winning this. Macy Chiasson wants to win. She wants to become a champ. She had a good performance against Penny Kianzad last time. Let's be real, she beat Aldana. Aldana, like, she easily won that fight. She got weirdly liver kicked. Aldana got a fluke win. And then she lost to Pennington by guillotine. You get caught in guillotines, at least she tried to win. And didn't fold under the pressure like Mara Bueno Silva. And she had a good win against Dumas as well. So I'm going to pick her to win this one. Via decision. Just out-wrestling, outdoing, holding Mara Bueno Silva up against the clinch. And just doing a lot more. We move on. Up the card. Anthony Smith now, I think? Yes, it is. Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze's awful. He's awful. Now, Anthony Smith's also really bad. So this is just going to be a meme fight here on the main card of the pay-per-view. Anthony Smith should get the done here. He's had more notice of this. Originally supposed to be Khalil Roundtree, Jamal Hill, then Roundtree's out, Hill Oberg, Hill's out, Oberg Smith. Oberg's out, Smith Dolidze. Absolutely incredibly shit. But I think that Smith's better. On the feet, he's just better, more known on the feet. Good on the feet with the hands here and there. Still knocked out Shogun, knocked out Rashad. He's good on the feet. I don't think Smith's that guy anymore, but he had a good performance against Petrino. Undefeated, hyped up prospect. Got it done there. And he got the job done against... who did he beat last time before that? Ryan Spann. He got a split decision over Ryan Spann. Good win, but he lost to Roundtree. I don't mind that. Roundtree's good. But he did lose to Walker. I know I can shit on him for losing to Walker, but Dolidze's not that good on the feet. He's shit on the feet. He just relies on his BJJ for his opponents to shoot for a takedown. And still, when Amavov was on top of him, he had a submission attempt on Amavov, and he couldn't get a sub. So even then, he can't even get his own mythical, awesome submission BJJ skills on fucking Amavov. So Amavov was smart, didn't shoot for a takedown. Marvin Vittori outclassed this guy on the feet. I'm not picking him. Hermanson did as well, but Hermanson's an idiot. I can't pick this guy to win. And plus, this is a short notice 205 move up. He'll be small out there compared to Anthony Smith, who was trained for Oberg. Completely different style, but it's a short notice. It's a short notice fight. Dolidze was training for Hernandez, who stylistically probably could have beaten. But Hernandez, all he does is shoot for takedowns, and on the feet, Hernandez won't do shit to him. So I'm gonna go Smith. Better on the feet. We'll get it done here by, I'll say decision win. If Amavov can take him to a decision, I think if he can go to a decision for Amavov, I think Smith can as well. We move on up the card. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. I'm going to go with Diego Lopez, just a lot better than Brian Ortega. It's a 3-rounder, which I think benefits Lopez by far. I just think he'll finish Ortega in the first round. Like, sure, he had a good win against Yair in altitude, but Yair fumbled the finish. Yair's shit, in my opinion, in hindsight. All he did was get basically a fluke win over Ortega, I guess, in hindsight, in the first fight. And in the second fight, or not second fight, he lost the second fight by gassing out and losing. But then he beat Josh Emmett, who stylistically, Yair, that was a really good matchup for Yair. So yeah, I think, and he didn't get caught by a punch. So I think Lopez gonna finish him on the feet and get him out of there in the first. Just more fast. Got a win over Yusuf, Pat Sabatini, Gavin Tucker. Had a great fight against Evloev in his debut. On short notice, full camp, he destroys Evloev. We all know it. But also, Yair had an arm bar locked in on Ortega. So even if this is on the ground, I favor Lopez a bit more. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he just wants it more. Ortega's got the money. He's fought for belts. You know, he's been at the top. Lopez is new, wants it more. And then I think Diego Lopez has got this one in the bag. I think he wants it more. Plus, the UFC's pushing him at the top. Number 14 ranked Lopez versus number 3 Ortega. Respect for Ortega for taking this. He could have easily said, nah, I don't want to. But yeah, I'm going to pick Lopez to win. We move on at the card. Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka 2. I'm picking Yuri Prochazka. I think he's got this one in the bag over Alex Pereira. I think he's got this Yuri Prochazka. Team Yuri. I love Poatan, one of my favorite fighters as well. But I've been growing on Yuri, man. And he's fucking awesome. And he's cool. I think he's going to put away Pereira. I haven't doubted Pereira since he fought Sean Strickland, where I chose Strickland to out-grapple him. I'm picking Yuri to break Pereira in a fucking firefight. Because I think Pereira will want his own way. I think Yuri's going to be more in a firefight, and I think he'll make the fire, create a fire, and put away Poatan in the 4th round. I like Yuri here. He's got good cardio. If anyone is going to have worse cardio here, it's going to be Pereira, in my opinion, who will break. I think Yuri's going to create a firefight here, man. First fight was incredibly early stoppage in the first fight. I'll keep it brief here. Can I make a prediction video for this tomorrow? But I'm going to go with Prochazka. Prochazka's going to win this one. Yuri, I think he's better right now, and I think he wants it more. Pereira's made his money. Yuri, after the Rakic win, I like that he fought Rakic and took damage. He knows what's going to come if it's needed, and I think it will be needed. And I think Pereira, Jamal Hill fight caught him. Good job. Incredible performance by Pereira. I don't think Jamal Hill would beat Yuri at the moment. I think Yuri would knock Jamal Hill out as well. I think Yuri's I think he's too good right now. I think he wants it more. I think leg kicks, he'll eat the leg kicks and walk his way through. But even then, I think the pressure of Yuri will do. I think he'll pressure Pereira enough to where it's like, I think he'll pressure Pereira enough to where he can land big shots and mix into the body shots as well, which I think will be huge for him. I think Yuri's gonna get it done, man, with body shots and shit against the cage round 4. After maybe Yuri does well in the first round, Pereira does good in the second, Pereira starts doing good in the third, but slowing down. It's a close fight, 2-1 either way. Yuri pours it on. They're both hurt. Holy shit. Yuri gets it done. He wins the firefight. He put away Rakic. I picked him to beat Rakic, and he fucking did. I'm picking him to beat Poatan and to regain the light heavyweight championship. UFC B. Yuri's got this in the bag. He's got this shit in the bag, locked in. I think he's got this. I think he's gonna be more prepared. Plus, he had a shoulder injury after the first fight against Pereira. Where 70% of that fight, Yuri was winning it. Outside of the guillotine attempt from Pereira and the few leg kicks, Yuri was winning that fight. After a war against Glover, huge 1.5 year layoff. Comes back, looks amazing. That should have been a Poatan first round KO, easy done. Yuri was meant to lose that. He's fucking back. And he's gonna put away Poatan and knock him the fuck out. Yuri's got this in the bag. I'm picking Yuri Prochazka. I think he gets it done. I just think Pereira you can't keep winning forever. You can't keep relying on a left hook forever. Maybe this ages terribly, And I'll be ready for it if it does. But I think Erie's got this not forever. I'm not gonna take Erie forever. I think Erie's got this fight though, and I think he'll get it done. And if anyone's gonna wrestle, it's gonna be him. So yeah, I'm gonna call Yuri Prochazka. Like, subscribe, thank you for watching, peace.